Rakesh sir was there and he helped us. So I have changed the question.
So basically, you have refined the question or changed it entirely?
No, I refined this question.
Yeah. And what about search strategy?
And or and the keywords.
So, like, my question is, what challenges did you face? प्रॉब्लम कहाँ पे आया? कुछ प्रॉब्लम आया क्या?
The keywords.
So you were not able to identify the keywords, or how?
How to write those keywords.
Okay.
Written it.
So, and what new did you learn?
This much only. Today I learned.
Does anyone else wants to share their experience with developing search strategy or refining the research question? Anyone? Maybe from even
I
from
think
Dr.
Deepa will answer.
Yes, Dr. Deepa, do you want to say something? Abhishek, do you want to say something? Did you coordinate with Mahesh sir?
Abhinav sir.
Yes, sir, please.
Yeah. Hey. Good evening, all of you. We faced a few challenges. I mean, it was not pretty simple to do. First of all, when we found out the topic, we for tuberculosis preventive therapy, we could not find a mesh term. So we then find out treatment and latent tuberculosis. So these two words might make the tuberculosis preventive therapy when collected with and. That was the first challenge.
Yes.
Second one, yeah.
Please continue. Please continue.
Okay. Sir, the second one was we got only with the search strategy we formulated, we got very few articles in PubMed because we did not refine it right now. We thought of refining it, but the time constraint was there, I think, because all three were from different places and coordinating together. So in Google Scholar, we could find up some articles related to it. The basic issue related to that was the systematic review was already done in this part,
Okay.
which we got to know when we searched about it in this year only, I mean 24 only. But we decided to continue the thing because we wanted to learn this part. These were the few things from our side, Abhinav sir.
So I think that's very good learning, at least because you found a systematic review. So you have understood the importance of searching, that we were discussing, that we should always search Google Scholar or PubMed
Definitely, sir. Yeah.
before starting or before finalizing the research question.
Yeah, sir, a question was related to this. Whenever we try to find a mesh term for systematic review, it was review, comma, systematic, and then systematic review concept was there. In bracket, it was written.
So yes, sir, there will be such terms. For example, that day we were searching South Asia. So the mesh
Okay.
term was Asia Southern, Asia, comma, Southern.
Okay. So, sir, whether if this concept is there, systematic review was written like this only, but concept was there. So, shall we include both the mesh terms or uh, single? I mean, if one is included, that is fine. I mean, the first one.
Sir, actually, this will depend on two factors. One is that it will depend on what kind of word you are using. For example, in this case, I think
Mm-hmm.
both the things can be taken. But
Mm-hmm.
also when we search mesh term, it provides us a definition of that term. So
Mm-hmm.
by when you'll say by systematic review, what does the mesh word for that means? A definition is provided below. So we should always read that definition, because that will make what
Okay.
we want
Yes.
clear.
Yes. Sir, I would take some more time of yours. I
Sure,
was
sure,
also
sure, please.
finding out a mesh term for a post-treatment follow-up that we do in tuberculosis, no, at
Mhm.
6 monthly interval. So
Yes.
there it was, so no term was there. So how can we find out a term which relates to this? I mean, tuberculosis sequelae were there, but I was not looking for tubercular sequelae
Sequel.
issue due to tuberculosis. I was looking for post-treatment follow-up. So how can I
So,
find it
sir,
out?
no, sir, actually, at times, especially for these kind of generalized things, because this is a very generalized thing which can
Yes,
be used
yes.
for tuberculosis, also for any other disease as well.
Number of these. Yes,
So,
sir.
for these kind of things, a lot of times mesh word will not be there, because see, the problem is that the article will be based on tuberculosis. So when at the time of indexing, as we were discussing last time, if you remember, that the librarian used to index all those articles under one thing, and now similarly PubMed does. So even within PubMed, some person is there who is looking after this kind of things. So when they are indexing it, so all the tuberculosis related articles will be indexed under tuberculosis. But if they will index it under the follow up or post treatment kind of things, then a lot of diseases will be combined under one category, which will be post follow up or something like that. So that will again create a confusion. So a lot of terms are there which are not there. Even with respect to that day, we were looking at multimorbidity. So multimorbidity and comorbidity, these are a lot of time interchangeably used, especially for the clinicians.
Yes,
So initially, what used to happen is all the multimorbidity articles were put under the comorbidity definition. But now in 2018, they have introduced the term multimorbidity. So a lot of terms are not there under mesh term. So when mesh term is not there, in that case, you only have to rely upon the our keywords.
right, sir. Okay, sir. Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
Anyone else who have done and have
Hello.
are facing some issues? Yes, please.
Hello, sir. We have faced same problem with the term advanced technologies.
Yes.
We could not find the mesh term.
Again, because this is a very generalized term, so mesh term will be only for the specialized terms or proper, which needs to be indexed. So in these kind of
Okay.
generalized terms, we can use keywords only. And also in these kind of words, when we are making the keywords, so one thing could be advanced technology as a whole in
Okay.
inverted commas, and then you can also make your own search strategies or search strings by adding advanced or words for advanced and combine it with or. So advanced or technology.
Both.
Both advanced or technology.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
These kind of words could be made. Because see, when we talk about advanced technology, it will take advanced as well as technology. But with or, it will always increase the number of articles that will be related.
Okay, sir.
This we need to be cautious about. Anything else, or should we start? Again, I think today also a lot of people have not joined, which disheartens me. Anyhow, let's start. Rakesh bhai, please share the screen.
Excuse me, sir.
Please, yes.
Yes, sir. Sir, me, Dr. Nagma, and Dr. Ashirwad from Public Health Dentistry Department, sir, we had also a research question
Mhm.
that we are sharing it in the group also. That is a systematic review on efficacy of supersaturated calcium phosphate in management of complication of head and neck cancer patient undergoing radiotherapy. Sir,
Okay.
I had also made means I had also searched it in the PubMed and faced the same difficulty of not getting the proper mesh term. Even I have done the whole process by giving the keyword and everything. But sir, the article at last what I got was not much of the relevant to the topic. But that similar kind of article I have found at Google Scholar. But I think, sir, I had done something wrong, but I'm not able to. know
Sure.
it
So
properly.
I think just now you have shared, Anvisha, Dr. Anvisha, you've just now shared the search strategy. I'll go
Yes,
through
sir.
it. Tonight only I'll go through all the search strategies and I'll surely give the feedback by morning.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And also, Mahesh sir, I just wanted to ask you one thing, but I forgot. So you were telling that you found a very less number of articles in PubMed, but were those relevant?
Sir, those were relevant, quite relevant, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir. Fine. Then probably your search strategy is correct. Only thing is we need to decide upon do we need to broaden it or kind of thing. So I'll surely go through it tonight.
Please, sir. Thank you.
So that day when we were doing hands-on, we had seen that we were able to download the file in from PubMed that was in NBIB format. So similarly, we need to download files from other databases as well, and probably at least three, because I have seen papers which are published even in Lancet with 3 databases. Um, Ideally, this a lot of textbooks or the workshops which I have attended, people say 4, but I have seen papers even in Lancet with 3 databases. So ideally, uh, in my personal opinion, it will be 3, but there's no clear-cut demarcation whether it is ideal to consider 3 or 4. But the only thing is that literature should not be missed. That is very important and very we need to be very very particular about it. I'll just share one incident which one of my colleagues had faced. So they had done some prevalence study, and they published their systematic review. And after publication, one of the authors, they also had a similar paper which was falling within the inclusion criteria, I should rather say, inclusion criteria of that systematic review, but they did not include that paper. So they wrote a correspondence to or letter to editor to that particular journal where that systematic review was published. And then the authors had to include that article and again do meta-analysis and everything. So because we are dealing with literature which is already in the public domain, so we need to be very very careful, we need to double check. And I'll just I think Krishna sir had touched, but still I'll again just put it in everyone's mind, just to kind of brush up that we need in just to make it double sure, we need to check Google Scholar. One thing, Google Scholar is considered as a gray literature source. So that is one thing we always need to check whether we are missing on any studies or not. Secondly, the reference list of all the included studies, whatever studies which are included for full text review or which we are including particularly for our systematic review, after following everything, after doing full text and everything. So the reference list of those articles, because those articles would have referenced similar or articles which are relevant. So we need to search those reference lists as well. So these will probably make sure that most of the things are covered. So this was about it. Then we need to have at least 3 databases, and I had also shown SR Accelerator where we can convert our search strategies for other databases. So did anyone else try in any other database except for Google Scholar and PubMed?
So we have tried
No, sir.
Prospero.
Okay, Mahesh sir says no. Somebody, Madhusmita, yes, please.
So we have tried Prospero and
Prospero.
JP.
No. Prospero and JBI are actually the registering sites. I'm talking about databases. So since you are based at RMRC, you have access to Sinhal, ProQuest, I guess Embase as well. So no issues. Okay, no issues. But I'll suggest everyone to try at least one more database, and if it's not feasible, then it's fine, no issues. So actually, in my whole point is that we need to have data from or articles from more than one database, ideally 3, which we were talking. So when we have these 3 databases, when we have articles from 3 databases, what happens is that one single journal will be indexed in more than one databases. For example, if some journal is indexed in PubMed, it will also be indexed in Scopus. It will also be indexed in Web of Science or some other journal, some other databases. So there are chances that more than one databases are there, and the same article will appear in different databases. So first of all, when we download these files, we need to remove the duplicates, because same article can be in different databases. So that is known as removal of duplicates. So we'll start with showing how to remove duplicates and how to upload these files which we download in NBIB format or RIS format in Rayon. भाई start करिए. So first of all, we need to go to the homepage of Rayon, and I request everyone to have their IDs in Rayon, because that will be literally be important. Because I think without having the ID, they won't allow. And now the version which we are showing right now is the free version, and there's a paid version as well, which has some more features. But for the sake of convenience, we are showing the free version. So we'll go to the create new review.
First, give review title, some cough sound AI.
This is just an example.
What is your title? Then you can paste here your title. Then what type of review it is? A systematic review. Review domain. You choose your domain of review. I choose other. Then create your new review.
Description is optional.
Here you have to select your file, your downloaded file from the data from the various databases. You select here like this. I downloaded article from the 5 databases: Sinhal, IEEE, PubMed, Scopus, and Web of Science. I just put PubMed. And continue.
At least दो दिखा दीजिए, at least दो तो duplicates तभी आ पाएंगे.
It is very slow.
So actually, initially Rayon was free, and now they have started this paid version as well. So from the date they have started this paid version, the free version is very slow, because I think they are compelling everyone to buy. So yes, finally these two being uploaded. One is from PubMed and one is from
Scopus.
Scopus. And it also depends on a number of other factors, including your internet connection. Till then, any doubts till now? Anyone? So can someone please give a small summary of what needs to be done, right from making the research question to up to this stage? Just in, randomly, means I don't want theoretically, practical things.
Sir, actually, there was a doubt.
Yes, sir, please.
Sir, I got to know that a systematic review would be something where we will be reviewing the articles, but there would be a no analysis per se. Meta-analysis would include some analysis at least.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Perfect, sir.
Now, what
So
if I'm doing a mixed method study in a systematic review? I would be talking about some prevalence or pooled prevalence or something like that. So,
yes,
won't it be some? I mean, it is also a part of analysis only, no?
no, sir. Once we say,
Yeah.
so basically you are talking about mixed method systematic reviews. So
Yeah.
mixed
Yeah.
method reviews will have meta-analysis as well.
Okay. Will we call it a systematic review, or I mean, some other is fine for that?
Sir, I'm just giving you two examples, sir.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all from already published papers, I'm giving you examples. So there are two papers. One is that if we look at the prevalence of multimorbidity in South Asia, the example which we were taking that day.
Mhm.
So you can find this paper on Google Scholar, prevalence of multimorbidity in South Asia. And
Yeah.
this paper is only a systematic review, although we are seeing that prevalence of multimorbidity. So by the name, it seems like it will be a quantitative paper, right? But
Right.
the authors have not done meta-analysis. Why they have not done meta-analysis? Because the they have got is I think they have got only 4 or 5 papers, and the data which they have got is not at all homogeneous. So obviously, we'll not be able to kind
Oh.
of pull the data
Yes.
from oranges and apples
Right.
cannot be, right, sir? So
Right.
similarly, if data is not homogeneous, we'll not be able to proceed with meta-analysis.
Mhm.
In that case, what
Right.
happens? Have to give a narrative synthesis or narrative summary of the entire thing. So in that case, what we'll write is we'll write that the prevalence of multimorbidity in South Asia ranges from then the paper which has given the lowest prevalence to the paper which has given the highest prevalence.
Mhm.
Fine, sir.
Right. So, right.
This
Right.
is the systematic review done for the prevalence, which is a quantitative thing, but still they have not
Mhm.
done analysis. Now, we'll take another example. We'll
Mhm.
It's a paper of mine only, which says prevalence
Mhm.
of morbidity in India. Fine.
Mhm.
So, prevalence of multimorbidity in India, systematic review and meta-analysis because the papers were homogeneous. So I was able to do a meta-analysis after doing systematic review. So the data which I have got were almost homogeneous. So I was able to take
Mhm.
out prevalence. So it
Right. Right.
meta-analysis. Now the third case, your case. So in your case, if we are doing a mixed method study,
Mhm.
then systematic review has to be done first of all. And then
Yeah.
if the quantitative data is homogeneous, then you will give a pooled value of the estimate. What it could be odds ratio, it could be association, it could be preference, whatever it is.
Right.
And along with the qualitative data, so you'll write a meta-analysis as well in the title. And if the data does not permits, then it will only be a systematic review. Method systematic.
Mhm. Right. Okay, sir. That's good.
So I
Sir, one
think
more thing.
yes, sir. Please.
Sir, I mean, it was topic related. The topic I was searching for, I mean, number of systematic reviews were already done by Arohi ma'am, as I was saying last back.
Krishna sir will
So,
also be one of the author.
sorry, sir.
Krishna sir will also be one of the author.
Yeah. In some of them, there's Krishna sir was also. Sir, now, I mean, if can we choose, let us say it was done on a whole population. Now, I want to choose some vulnerable population, let us say for that matter. So, can this be a systematic review, or would it be, I mean, can this kind of study been
Be
done or
published.
have been done in
So, if I'm
a subset of
understanding your question,
population?
I am. If just correct me if I'm wrong. What I've understood is you want to say that some author has done a paper which is based on the say, let's say, prevalence of tuberculosis in entire India, and
Yeah,
now what you want to do is prevalence of tuberculosis among tribal population. This kind of thing, right, sir?
that kind of thing. Yes.
Yes. So it could be done, sir. It could be done if they have not done a subgroup analysis separately for tribal people. Then it can definitely be done,
Yeah.
provided
So, sir,
that this is important.
yeah. So, sir, it is so it becomes necessary that we also find out these kind of paper where, I mean, the domain type of work is already been done, and subdomain if we are looking for, so we need to confirm whether subgroup analysis was done or not. That kind of
Yes,
thing.
yes, sir. Because
Oh,
if subgroup analysis is already done, then again it will be duplication.
exactly. Right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's it from my side.
No, actually, I love, sir, when you ask the questions. I love it because it becomes interactive. Otherwise, last session I was discussing with everyone that I was speaking during the search strategy, and I was not able to see the faces, and I was thinking whether everybody is understanding also or not. So I was very kind of worried about. So I really love when you ask questions. Thank you so much, sir.
Uh,
Let's go then.
Now we imported all from two databases. We got imported 98 data from which we detect duplicate. Just click on detect duplicates and proceed. It's take time and it reflect how much duplicate article are there. 24 duplicate article are there. Then we start resolving each duplicate articles. Just click.
Actually, the difference between this unpaid and paid version is this only, that here we'll manually have to remove the
Ah,
duplicates,
yes,
but in the paid version all duplicates will be removed automatically.
automatical.
This is the difference.
Then we read the title of the article and then try to remove the duplicate.
So
Here,
these are the side by side, these are the two articles which this Ryan tells us that it might be duplicate. And how it tells that it could be duplicate is, see the difference: making cuff count in tuberculosis care, and it's a full stop. Whereas in the other one, making cuff count in tuberculosis care, full stop is not there. So since this is a machine learning kind of thing, or this is a AI based technology, so because of that full stop, it takes these two papers as separate.
separate.
So
We, ha
that's the only difference.
we have to read and we have to keep one article from both of the article. Then we keep right article.
So once we click on the keep right article, the left one automatically gets deleted.
As this, we need to remove all of the duplicates. Will I show more? Quit.
Okay. Maybe we can get on to the next step.
Mhm.
So similarly, following this, if we have whatever number of duplicates, we'll have to read all these, and we'll have to remove the duplicates manually using Ryan. The other process to remove duplicates is again to put all the articles, all the files which we downloaded in some of
Re-
the reference manager softwares. For example, Mendeley and Zotero, they're free. And once you put there, also an option will come to remove duplicates, and there also it can be done.
EndNote is there.
EndNote is again paid.
Paid version, yes. Mendeley is good for duplicate removal.
Yes. So once duplicates are removed in the Mendeley, then you'll have to extract one single file from Mendeley, and that file can also be uploaded in Ryan. So once these duplicates are removed, then we'll start with the primary screening. So primary screening is basically screening that is based on reading titles and abstracts. So we'll have to read the title of all the studies which are included, and as well as their abstracts, and then we need to decide on whether this article has to be included or excluded, or if we are unsure whether we need to include it or exclude it, then we'll say maybe. Fine. So see at the top of the screen where we have the title, cuff sound AI new. Below that, there's overview, review data, screening, full text screening. So we'll go to screening, and once we go to screening, on the left side we see these are all the undecided papers which are not decided, and on the right hand side we are seeing the title as well as its abstract, and to make the decisions there are three tabs: include, maybe, and exclude. And we can also, if we are excluding it, we can also give the reasons, exclude with reasons, so we can put in the reasons over there, and we can label the title. Sometimes like just now we were discussing with Mahesh sir, that if Mahesh sir wants to find out all the articles about tuberculosis prevalence in India, and then also want to um, put in separately find out articles which are only based on tribal people. So labels could be put. So he can just write a label as tribal. So all the articles which he selects that these are the articles labeled under tribal, they will appear separately. So this will make the work easier. But in short, we just need to select include, exclude, and maybe. And the most important thing over here is that it is advisable that the screening should be done by two people, both full text screening as well as the primary screening, and also risk of bias assessment. So this is again to reduce the bias.
So
Because see, in my opinion, if I say that this article should be included, but Rakesh Bhai will say no, this should be excluded, then there will be a conflict, and then a third person can resolve these conflicts.
here we add a team member, maybe where we are team member. Mm,
So by adding team members, you can send them the requests to review.
Can I back it? I'll show how to add team member.
Starting से वहां से दिखा दीजिए, please.
Here you invite team members. Just click on this, give user email, then user role, whether it is reviewer, viewer, or collaborator.
So the reviewer will only be able to review or make changes, while viewer will only be able to see it. So you
See,
need to, if you are
the
giving
reviewer.
some screen, then you need to add them as reviewer.
Then reason, then invite them. The email will automatically reflect the reviewer email ID, and then the reviewer click on that email and access the whole Rayyan platform.
But then I think the other person should also be registered, right?
Yes.
Huh. So at the time of when you'll be uploading all the documents or all the files, at that time only these reviewers can also be invited. It will automatically one by one, step by step, when you'll be going, it will give you an option to invite reviewers or collaborators as well.
Yes.
So now let us read. So this systematic review by title seems like that the cough sound should be a method to detect something. This kind of paper is there. So let us read this. The title: Deep learning based classifications of chest diseases using X-ray, CT scan, cough sound images. So it seems like cough sound images are being used to detect chest disease.
Actually, there is a technique in deep learning and AI where we convert sound to images. The paper is like this. The cough sound images. It's not possible cough how we image cough sound. But deep learning has a process. We can make sound to images, convert sound to images. The paper is based on this. Yes,
So
sir.
actually, Rakesh is BTech in computer science with MPH, and currently is pursuing PhD in machine learning and AI based things. So for us, it becomes a bit difficult, but yes, still we are able to get it. So basically, we need to read the title and abstract, and if we think that this is fine and this comes under our inclusion criteria, then we include it. Otherwise, we'll exclude it. And if we are unsure, then we can put it as maybe. Let us include this one.
Yes.
Now, the next one. Automatically, the next paper will come. A data
Come.
set of solid cough sound for tuberculosis triage testing. So this seems to be a data set. So let us include, okay. Development and clinical evaluation of SWASA AI platform for screening and prioritization of pulmonary tuberculosis. So let us exclude this. So in this way we need to do. And when two separate reviewers will be reviewing it, what will happen is that if one person is including the article and the other person is excluding, then it will go into conflict. And once conflicts are there, then both of you can mutually discuss and find a solution for it, or a third reviewer can act over here and he can be he or she can be conflict.
Please talk about blind on, blind off.
So here, just above the title, you can see blind on and blind off. So when blind will be on, this means that both the reviewers will not be able to see each other's work. So if I am putting it as include one article, the other person will not be able to see. So both the reviewers will have to independently work, and that is the best method. And
When
once
you completed all the screening, then you should need to blind off. Then everyone can see the extracted and included articles. Then you
and then
yes.
and everything will be there. Conflict resolution and everything will be there, right?
Yes.
So now let us say that I think we have included 3 or 4 articles. So 3 or 4 articles are included in total. So now after the primary screening, whatever number of articles have been included, we need to find out the full text of all those articles. And also we need to download the full text of all those articles. And
There is the all included article. Then we export that article as a CSV format or whatever the format.
so all the included articles will be exported in a CSV file, that is in an Excel file. Now here, see, 2 things can be done. Full text screening can be done even within Ryan if you're comfortable with it, or you can download all the articles separately, number them, or you can put name them as author at all, whatever the author's name is, and year as well, because a lot of times same authors will be working in the same domain, but those papers will be published in different years, so years can also be added. And you can do the things manually in Excel sheet, or if somebody is more comfortable using Ryan, then full text screening can also be done in Ryan. But I think even within Ryan, you'll have to upload all the PDFs after downloading.
Yes.
For those who are based at RMRC, you have Covidence. Covidence will provide you the full texts as well. So you can directly put on the links and then full text will come. For the full text screening, the entire article has to be read, and strictly we need to look at the inclusion and exclusion criteria, see the entire paper, whether it is fulfilling our inclusion exclusion criteria or not. And then finally, we'll decide on whether it has to be included or not. So I think we have done till full text screening. And questions, please. Any doubts, any small thing, big thing, anything. Let us first take questions.
Sir,
Yes, please, Madhusmita.
sir, I'm unable to sign in Ryan.
Unable to sign in Ryan.
Yes, sir.
You'll have to create an ID.
That also I'm unable. It says like,
What it says?
oh, wait, sir, I just got the. Let me
But
read
please
it.
loud.
It says seems like page is not supported. Page is not supported, sir.
Page is not supported. Please refresh that page.
Yes. Yeah. It says same.
You can open it another search engine like Mozilla and Chrome. Where you open Chrome and where?
Chrome and Safari.
No, please open Chrome.
Chrome, sir, it says same only.
So can you try some other device once? Because I have been trying in my one and it is fine. It says first name, last name, email ID, and country, and I'm not a robot. So only these options are coming to sign up.
Sir, can you please share it in group? So that
Rayan.
RAYY.
Sorry.
So this is the home page.
It's opening. Sign in. Don't have account, then please click on sign up. Then email ID, country, create account. That's it.
Are you able to do it, Madhusmita? Till Madhusmita tries, I think.
sir,
Yes,
please
yes.
continue. I'm trying.
So no, please try till then. We'll take more questions. We'll not continue questions till then. I think Mahesh sir wanted to say something. He had unmuted.
Yes, sir. Sir, I wanted to confirm if after full text screening, we have some, let us say 20, 30 articles.
Yes, sir.
Sir, as you said that you have to read every article and then we have to confirm whether they are into our inclusion and exclusion criteria per se.
Yes, sir. We'll have to
Yes.
read all the full text of all the articles, sir.
Okay, sir. So is it not possible to do it with, I mean, if this is AI powered, so app is not doing that, or let us say Ryan is not doing that. Am I
So,
correct?
sir, in paid, no, sir. Ryan is the free version is not doing. I'm not sure about the Ryan's paid version, but I'll
Oh.
just tell you about Covidence. We have recently purchased this. Our institute has purchased Covidence, but and Covidence gives you this thing for doing the primary screening. Also, it gives an option to put on all the keywords, whatever you require based on your inclusion criteria, exclusion criteria, and it will automatically do based on the machine learning or AI, whatever the appropriate term would be. But this we have been discussing for quite long, and this is debatable also, sir. In my personal, people are doing it, sir, and they're publishing it also, frankly telling. But in my
Mhm.
personal opinion, I do not trust that because see,
Mhm.
minutely there are things, like
Mhm.
very minute things will be there which human brain can say that okay, this has been written this way, but its inference could be this way, so it should be
Mhm.
included.
Right.
The machine or AI will only search those terms and then it will include or exclude.
Right. Exactly.
Maybe one thing could be done which I have not tried, but I can just suggest is that one round let the machine do work, and then in the next round you can do, but never for full text screening, sir, in my opinion. For
Yes.
primary screening it can be done, but never for full text.
Exactly. And sir, one more thing is that if collaborators are working, let us say on 4 or 5 articles on a single day, or let us for a couple of days, it is almost similar as Mendeley or any other app, no? So, what Ryan is doing differently than Mendeley or Zotero for that matter?
No, sir. Brian or Mendeley are reference manager software. So basically, they will help in removing the duplicates, but Ryan will help you. For example, see, in Ryan, it gives you an option to include, exclude articles, right? For
Mhm.
primary. But this is not something that Mendeley or this Zotero will give you.
Yes, I agree. This one feature is different. I mean, different there. Exactly.
So this is for this is more for for easy or smooth conduction of systematic reviews, whereas they are just for referencing, maybe for referencing or for removal of duplicates, or for sometimes, for example, Ryan takes NBIB format file, but there are
Mhm.
such platforms which do not take NBIB format file, because initially PubMed used to give some other format. Now they have started this NBIB. So
Right.
then in that case, what could be done is we can put that NBIB format in Mendeley and download it in some other format, maybe RIS format or some other format.
Exactly. Ajay sir, if there is only one collaborator, I mean, for that matter, no one is collaborating and there is only one team member, let us say. So again, then there would be no, significance of
So,
Ryan.
sir, actually, no, again, sir, then see, if that is, sir, I'll just give you a small example, then it will be more clear. So these Ryan and all these softwares, they have come post-COVID.
Mhm.
Because at the time of COVID, you'll also appreciate the fact that a lot of systematic reviews were being done.
Yeah.
A lot of systematic reviews, and people, there was a sudden jump in systematic reviews and people started following the trend. So before that, very lesser systematic reviews were being done, and even when I had started, I and Krishna sir, all of us, when we started, so we used to do everything in CSV format. We used to download CSV file
Mhm.
from PubMed, CSV file from EndNote, sorry, Embase or whatever databases we have, 2 3 databases. Then we used to merge all those files, CSV files. Then within Excel also there is a option to remove the duplicates. Then there we used to remove duplicates, and then we used to make a column, include, exclude, or maybe column. Fine, sir. And then
Exactly.
we used to read the title, we used to read the abstract in the Excel only, because
Mhm.
will give you an option to download the entire thing, title, abstract, everything in CSV format, and then we used to write, include, exclude, or whatever.
Right.
But it's very cumbersome because you'll have to read between those blocks in Excel. It becomes very difficult. Whereas RAM makes it so easy to read.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I agree,
it's
sir. Definitely. Definitely. I
so,
was
so
just checking out whether is there any alternative for Ryan that we are already using. No, I mean, I'm using both Mendeley and Zotero for my personal EA.
yes,
So that's why I was a bit curious. That's all, sir.
yes. So I think you have understood the difference between Sir
I,
Medley and Ryan. Huh.
yeah.
So Madhusmita has written something in the chat box. Can I do this duplication removal including Katlin Zotero or Medley other than Ryan? Okay, so somehow we have discussed this point,
Yes, sir. Yes,
Madhusmita.
sir.
The
Yes,
same doubt, I think Mahesh sir also raised the same question. So I think till full text screening, everyone is clear. Any other
yes,
questions?
sir.
Any
Yes.
questions from those from the public health dentistry department? No questions. Okay.
It's clear, sir.
Okay. So again, my request is that similar to what how Rakesh bhai has shown, let us all take our research questions or take any other example and practice it. Make your IDs in Rayan. Put something, whatever has been downloaded from PubMed, put something in Rayan. See it, whether you are able to do it or not, or you are facing some issues. Explore the interface, include some articles, exclude some articles, read those articles as well, just to explore it, just to make double sure that if this we have done in today's session, we are fine with it. Whenever it's needed, we will be able to do it.
Right.
So once this much is done, once full screening is done, and after full screening, we are sure that these many papers have been included, let's say 20, 35, 10, whatever number of papers have been included, then we'll start with the data extraction process. So data extraction is again very kind of limited to what objective we have or what data we exactly want to present in our paper. For example, if some study is based on prevalence, then we need to have the data on prevalence. But if some research question is based on exploring the perspectives of various stakeholders, that means it's a qualitative study. So for qualitative studies, we need to do qualitative synthesis. So accordingly, then we'll have to plan what data needs to be extracted for that study. But the first table, whenever you will be reading any systematic review, any, be it qualitative, be it quantitative, be it mixed method, or any kind of systematic reviews, the first table remains constant. It will have the general characteristics of all the included studies. For example, when we are doing any kind of lab-based studies or any primary study, we always give the first table as the characteristics of study population. We say that number of females were these, number of males were these in our study. Sometimes caste, sometimes their socioeconomic status. All these factors are in general given. So similar to that, in systematic review, we summarize the overall characteristics of the included studies, and in general, it has study design, study population, sample size, what sample size they have considered. Then it will also have, if it is a multi-country study, then it can have countries, name of the countries. You can also classify those countries as LMIC or HIC. We are doing something based in India, then we can say states that they have considered. So these kind of things are basic, which you'll find out across each and every study. So this data, when we are designing our data extraction sheet, these particular things need to be there. And also today today or by tomorrow morning, I'll share one format of the data extraction sheet as well, which will have all these questions, the basic ones. So in an Excel sheet, we'll write all these things in the columns, the first row, so that the columns we can enter the data. Rakesh bhai, can you please show some data extraction sheet?
Okay, I'll say.
And in the first column, we'll write the names of all the authors of the included papers, and then we'll look at all these papers, the included ones. We'll read the papers and we'll try to extract the data. Say, for example, I'm looking at the first paper. That paper can be Sahu Casey et al. 2020. Then the first question is study design. So I'll see whether the study is cross-sectional, whether the study is cohort, whether that study is RCT. Then I'll write cross-sectional. Then sample size. So total sample size they have considered 500. So I'll write 500. Number of males. So number of males is, say, let's say 250. So I'll write 250. So whatever data is being reported in the paper, the same data has to be entered in our Excel sheet.
This is, sorry. Like this.
So the first is study title. You can skip the title as well. You can just write the author name and year. Then total number of samples, sample type. So it is histopathological images. Then these things he has taken based on the data which he wants. If it would have been a prevalence study, then we could have written the prevalence of tuberculosis as reported in each of the individual study. But for this, he has taken the deep learning architectures, then accuracy of the data or the model, I think, sensitivity, specificity of the model, F1 score, precision, whatever is required. So all these data. So it is very relevant to what, or pertinent to what the objective is. And based on objective only, we need to design our data extraction sheet. And once the data extraction sheet is designed, we'll read all the individual studies and we'll extract the data, all the relevant data, and we'll enter it in this sheet. And then we'll start up with the analysis. So narrative synthesis can be there. So first of all, we'll write, for example, 5 studies were reported as cross-sectional. So we'll write 5 of these studies were cross-sectional in nature, while 2 studies were cohort, or 2 of the included studies followed a cohort design. So this kind of reporting is there. So my sincere request is again to just take a small example, do all these steps so that you reach over here and you are able to follow it up. Because and also I have kept it today only on Monday so that we all have the entire week in hand, because Saturday Ronik will be there and Ronik will teach the basics of, I think he'll touch through the basics of R, and then meta-analysis. So before proceeding to meta-analysis, the systematic review part should be very, very clear. And also we need to practice risk of bias. So once, if at least I get response from 5 to 7 people that they are fine with up to here, then one day maybe on the weekdays before Saturday we can keep risk of bias assessment also hands-on. But I want everybody to be here till here. And whenever anyone needs any help at any step, kindly just put a message or call, no issues. Somebody from our team will surely be in touch. So any questions till now?
सर
Sure. बोलिए.
सर रायन में कर दी मैं, और
हाँ.
अभी मैं डुप्लीकेट्स रिमूव कर रही हूँ. क्या एक एक करके करना पड़ेगा? मेरा
हाँ.
355
हाँ, एक एक करके ही करना पड़ेगा मधुस्मिता, because this is the unpaid version. In the paid version, you'll be able to do it all at once. Probably what we'll do is in next session, or if we are meeting for the risk of bias in between this week, I mean before weekend, I'll show you how to remove duplicates in Mendeley as well.
एंड वन मोर थिंग सर, जो आप बोले इंक्लूजन एंड एक्सक्लूजन क्राइटेरिया,
हाँ.
after doing that, how do we extract how do we export it in excel file .csv file? How do
So
we
basically your question is that once primary screening is done, how do we
export it?
export it? ये थोड़ा दिखा, राकेश भाई, can you please show this thing to Madhusmita once? See Madhusmita, are you able to see the entire screen?
Yes sir.
Okay. Rakesh bhai, please show how to export this, all the included studies. So see, 3 dots are there. You need to click on those 3 dots. Actions, under actions, there's an option to export.
Yes.
So it will give you an option to export whatever you need to export. So basically we want to export only the filtered ones, the 3 included articles. So we'll click on this and then export. And here you can choose the file format. So it can be downloaded in multiple file formats, whatever is required. Now we want to download it in CSV, so we'll be choosing CSV. So that is why I'm saying, so learning by doing is very important. Once you do, you'll surely incur some or the other issues, and you can always reach on to us. And I think Madhu has been practicing simultaneously, so which is a very good thing. I really appreciate that. And the most important thing is that it will give you a link in your email ID. So you'll get an email with the link to download that, and then you'll have to follow that link, and then that will be downloaded. The CSV file will be downloaded.
Yes.
Any other questions? Anyone? So within this limited time, we have just seen an overview of what the entire process looks like. But my sincere request is to please try it once, so that whatever problems you are facing, you can always get back to us.
Yeah, sure.
And fine, then if no other questions are there, then let us close today's session. And I hope that everybody is doing it. And if 5-7 people will respond, or even if in groups, then let us keep Friday again, half an hour for risk of bias assessments hands-on. And I'll also touch on the study designs and everything, the basic, especially for the lab people.
Okay, sir.
Fine. Thank you so much again.
Thank you very much.
Thank. Please. Dr. Deepa, I guess. Do you want to say something, Dr. Deepa?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much then.
Thank you, sir.
And I'll be looking forward to your questions. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Thank you.